Hello everyone, I hope all of you had a great weekend. I just want to begin this video by letting you know that I enjoyed meeting all of you the other night, and I've also enjoyed our discussions at the beginning of this course. I especially have liked the analogies you provided, where I can definitely see you understand how ISD and HPI correlate with each other. Now in this video we're going to walk through the different steps of a situational analysis. A couple things that you'll want to have with you. First of all, just have a copy of the Angelica case study with you, whether it's on your computer or you print it out. Either one will work. Also, a partially completed work example file. This is in week 2 discussion. You can go and download that. And also you can see the performance improvement / HPT model that I have a picture of right here. You'll just want to print this out and have it throughout the course, as I'll be referring to it just about in every video or every meet session. Now, before we start walking through the situational analysis, I do want to emphasize in the application and discussion assignment that you did at the end of the week, where you identified and categorized problems and then suggested solutions. Just understand that this was only a very mini version of HPI. It only touched on a few concepts and was meant to show that there are different types of problems that require different types of solutions, which pretty much makes sense. Just going forward, you're going to be learning about a few different kinds of analyses, and when you're looking through these, it's important just to suspend judgment about what solutions are required until all of the analyses have been completed. This is called being solution neutral, which is really just critical to successful human performance improvement initiatives. I think you can probably understand this, because when you're solution neutral, you're not just jumping to one idea or initiative right at the beginning and you're just stuck on that you try to really get the whole picture and hear everything out before you start providing some solutions. So it's important to stay solution neutral until we've completed all the analyses. Now, as far as the HPT model, we're going to walk through that highlighted section and perform a situational analysis. And as we do this in the video, I do want you to think about why the various sections of the analysis would be important to an organization and also to a performance professional. And I know we're going to be looking in this video at the Angelica case study, but also just think about why this would be important, and not just this case study, but just overall with different organizations. Now, before we get into the situational analysis, I also wanted to talk about just the 2 case studies, and I know I've talked to them about them during our meet session and also a little bit already, but 2 case studies in this course. First of all, Angelica case study. That's going to help us with the demonstration and just practice of the HPT model. And we'll also use these in our discussions, and I'll touch on some of that today and how you can find it and so on. And also the Pfeiffer General Hospital case study. Those are going to be used for the full assignment. So just understand the different roles that these 2 case studies will play throughout the course. Now we're going to take a look at the different parts of a situational analysis. And first of all, the definition. That's on page 60 of the textbook. And situational analysis, initial pre-project situation description that includes agreement on the following. So first of all, statement of the need or opportunity. In this section, you're going to be describing the challenge or option. Initial evidence of the problem. You're going to describe the evidence that indicates that there is a performance problem. You also will be taking a look at the work environment, where you'll have an overview and define culture, department responsibilities, processes, and outputs. You'll also be describing all major factors that may impact the performance. Your target audience. In this section of the situational analysis, you'll describe improvement participants by roles, current performance level, and desired performance level. Okay, the next section, the sponsor section. Describe champion, or who is the senior level person committed to the performance improvement effort and will stand behind the effort if a setback or problem arises. In other words, be able to determine where there is a strong enough commitment and whether sponsor is at the appropriate level. Performance improvement goal. You'll write an overall anticipated benefit of the situational analysis. and also anticipated roadblocks or difficulties. It's important to think through what might happen to hinder the accomplishment of the goals that you have. Now that we've gone over the different steps of a situational analysis, what we're going to do is walk through the situational analysis for the Angelica case. And what you'll want to do is get out the partially completed work example file. This is within the discussion board activity within the week 2 discussion. So when you have that out, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about as I go through this video. So you can see in reference to the Angelica case statement of the need or opportunity, what you want to do here is describe the challenger option. And the challenger option within the Angelica case reads, owners of the Angelica chain of clothing stores would like to expand to other markets. However, they are experiencing significant inconsistency and profitability among stores. The owners would like to stabilize store production at acceptable levels before expanding. So you can see that the statement of the need or opportunity is very succinct and that it's not long and drawn out. Somebody can easily read this and understand what it's talking about. So overall, you can see that they're experiencing significant inconsistencies in profitability among stores. They would like to expand. They need to stabilize store production at acceptable levels before they do this. So very easy to understand. Like I said, very succinct, and that is important with the statement of the need or opportunity. So the next step, you'll take a look at initial evidence of the problem. Initial evidence of the problem describe the evidence that indicates that there is a performance problem. So it is important to understand that if you're trying to identify a problem, that it's not just a gut feeling, that you use data to back up what you think the problem might be. So in the Angelica case study, the customer satisfaction survey, the talent and staffing data, and the shrinkage charts all provide initial evidence regarding the problem at Angelica. So we can see that the customer satisfaction survey reveals that compared to customers from high-performing stores, customers who visited low-performing stores were less satisfied with the service they received. So you can see 3 out of 5 compared to 4.2 out of 5. Were less satisfied with the variety of items offered, 3.2 out of 5 compared to 4.2 out of 5 to the higher performing stores. So it's important in this section of the situational analysis that you're also providing concrete data that somebody can look at and really understand that yes, that there is a problem, and not just something that seems like you're going based upon a gut feeling or what you might assume, but it is definitely data driven. Now that we've taken a look at the statements of need or opportunity, the initial evidence of the problem, we're going to take a look at the work environment. Now, again, work environment, just an overview. You want to take a look and define the culture, department responsibilities, processes, and inputs and outputs. You want to describe all major factors that may impact performance. So we can see within this case study, the culture, first of all. Angelica is a trendy clothing store with an established name and desirable brands. The store attracts employees interested in the styles it offers in its line of clothing. Many of the employees are young and in their first real job. Their commitment to the store is not strong in terms of length of employment. However, in high-performing stores, employees appear committed and positive in the execution of their duties. In low-performing stores, there is a sense of drudgery. And the owners at Angelica have put in place a detailed and systematic set of procedures and processes to maximize store functioning. However, it appears that the store culture gives significant autonomy to individual store managers. So understanding this culture, you can kind of see some of the issues just based upon culture alone. But once again, we want to stay solution neutral. We don't want to just jump to conclusions. We want to perform a full situational analysis before we start jumping to some solutions. Now that you've understood the culture of the Angelica case study, now we're going to take a look at the department responsibilities, and you're going to take a look at the main departments, and their associated responsibilities are as follows. First of all, the owner, that we can see executive and owner of the store, the ultimate decision maker. Inventory manager. The inventory manager focuses on helping store managers maximize their inventory by following the background standards guide. Field visual manager. These people coordinate with store managers to maximize the look and feel of the stores, displays, etc., to make them appealing to customers. Feature new items and attractive ensembles. Now that we've taken a look at the work environment, we're going to take a look at the target audience. And again, the target audience, what you'll do here is describe improvement participants by roles, current performance level, and desired performance level. So the two main roles needing improvement are the store manager and the sales associate. So the store manager, the managers of the low-performing stores currently fail to follow the backroom standards. Managers are responsible for the overall functioning of a store and its employees. Also, additionally, there may be areas where the other managers, cashiers, and even the store owners can improve and contribute to the performance improvement goal or opportunity. So you can see within this section, you're really starting to pinpoint who needs help, and then also you want to take a look at their current performance level and also their desired performance level. Now let's take a look at the sponsor step of the situational analysis. Sponsor, remember, describe the champion who is a senior level person committed to the performance improvement effort and will stand behind the effort if a setback or problem arises. Okay, it's also important to understand that you need to determine whether there is strong enough commitment and whether sponsor is at the appropriate level. So we can see the store owners are the senior level people committed to this performance improvement effort. One of these people within the Angelica case is Susan Parks. So you can see within the Angelica case study, it might be tough to do any type of human performance improvement or implement any type of interventions without Susan Parks, because she is the senior level person that's committed to this performance improvement effort. Wouldn't necessarily be the regular employees because they're not really invested in the company like someone at a senior level would be, like Susan Parks. Now the next step is to take a look at the performance improvement goal, and what you'll want to do here is just write an overall anticipated benefit. And the goal of this performance improvement effort is to make Angelica equally profitable in all of its stores. Remember, there was a lot of inconsistencies that we saw that you see within this case. More specifically, the goal is to help the low-performing stores raise their service and sales numbers to match those of the high-performing stores. So you can see, hopefully, in this goal, it really helps you to understand the culture and the organization and the type of people that are in the low-performing stores and also in the high-performing stores to really help you achieve this goal. Now that you've established a goal, you're going to take a look at the measures that you'll use to see whether you're successful or not. So you'll take a look at anticipated changes to employees include increased knowledge and better customer service, also improved attitude towards their job in general, and official store policies such as the backroom standards. Anticipated changes in processes include adherence to the backroom standards, improved efficiency in getting merchandise to the floor and remaindered. And also anticipated changes to the organization include decreased theft, increased sales, decreased employee turnover rate. And finally, anticipated changes to society include greater customer satisfaction and increased awareness of and positive response to Angelica's stores. So understanding all these anticipated changes, having them all happen, will eventually get you to the goal that we just discussed in the previous slide. And the final step is just anticipating roadblocks or difficulties and asking yourself what might happen to hinder the accomplishment of the goals. And some of the potential roadblocks or difficulties that might hinder the accomplishment of the goals are manager backlash or refusal to comply, initial improvement with a quick lapse to former habits, and or sales associates leaving in greater numbers because of these changes. And thinking through these anticipated roadblocks is helpful so you're not caught off guard when you see some of these things happen, and that you've already thought through the situation and even how to deal with some of these roadblocks that you'll be facing. So that concludes the situational analysis within the Angelica case. Went through all the different steps, gave you some examples. Now, it is important to know that during week 2 of the discussion, you'll take a look at the partially completed work example file for your discussion, and you'll work through those different areas that need to be filled in. Just like I have on my screen, you'll be able to see where it says fill in, and you just need to choose 2 of the sections to complete and post to the discussion board. And please do not post the entire document. So as you go through this document, you'll see different parts that say fill in, and remember, just choose 2 of these to fill in. Then on Saturday morning, I will post the official answers that are on my document to the discussion, so you compare your answers to the ones that I posted. Now, as far as your assignment for this week, you're going to complete a situational analysis for the Pfeiffer case study. And just a couple things that you want to understand about this assignment. I'll just read it right here. You can look at your document as well. It says, complete the document for the Pfeiffer General Hospital case study. Use specific data or other available information from the Pfeiffer case study to support your work. You must avoid suggesting causes or solutions at this point, and just describe the situation. That's all we're doing right now. Take the space you need, but be as succinct as possible while still communicating adequate detail to describe what the situation is. Remember, use your own voice in writing. Remember, length does not equate to quality. However, your answers do need to be thorough. And also, you can use the work example from the Angelica case as a guide to kind of even show you the length I'm looking for, and so on. Also, remember that I will provide you a lot of feedback, so don't be afraid if you feel like you're confused or anything like that. Also, feel free to reach out if you have any questions or as you move through the situational analysis. I hope everyone has a great week, and I'm looking forward to our time together.